I think before the Blue Bomber battles this boss, he should probably stop for a sweater. Here's a look at the brand new Jada Toys Mega Man Iceman. From the groundbreaking video game Mega Man comes the iconic robot character action figures in 1/12 scale by Jada Toys. Under extreme weather conditions, Iceman knows how to keep his cool, and with his ice slasher, he's ready for anything. He comes equipped with alternate heads, hands, and ice accessory and stand. The packaging also includes nostalgic details from the original game. Iceman may look small, but he's got quite the power. Add Iceman to your collection today. Well, his world is full of ice, but it's far from being a winter wonderland. And just before, of course, we get a closer look at the new Jada Toys Mega Man Iceman, I'd like to thank the folks over at Jada that did provide the sample we could have a look at. The Iceman that we're about to have a look at, the earlier looked at Fireman, and the figure before that, Mega Man, are all available online or in stores for around $20. Again, you'll see in a second, $20 goes a long way with all the things that you're getting with the figure. Iceman's going to be a little bit shorter of a figure when you compare against the other two. He's actually not quite 4 inches. He's more 3 3/4 of an inch in height. And that translates to a figure that's about 9.5 centimeters tall. Unless you like the sauna, it's probably not a good idea to bring these two together. But here's what Iceman looks like with the earlier looked at, and might I also add, taller Fireman. He's also a lot shorter as well than the earlier looked at Mega Man. He really is the shortest of the three. While being short on size, Iceman certainly isn't short on accessories. In fact, his accessory count is about the same as both Fireman and Mega Man, in that the figure comes included with an interchangeable head sculpt, the blast effect, the display stand, and a pair of interchangeable hands. Fireman, of course, just had to swap out the hands in favor of fire effects on the ends of his forearms, but other than that, the quantity count is about the same. The first thing that we'll have a look at is the fact that not knocking everything in the process. The figure comes included, first of all, with a circular clear display stand. It doesn't serve a purpose necessarily for Iceman, but it certainly does serve a purpose for his blast effect. He also comes included with an adjustable neck. Now, this adjusts in 2 places, and you're basically just taking that and plugging it in place. I've noticed, though, that all of the holes for the Jada Toy releases have swapped them out in favor of hexagonal stands. I guess that's just so that they're going to stay better in place. But he also, like I said, comes included with his ice slash attack. This is basically a really nice cone, a bit of clear blue plastic. Sort of looks like it's stacked on top of one another. It really does look good, though. And obviously, it's not going to be something that's going to attach onto the end of his hand. None of the figures, really, for that matter, have come included with blast effects that have attached to their arms. There are always ones that are basically just going to be floating along with them. Now, if you look at this, there is actually a hole right here. Again, one of the downsides, unfortunately, using translucent plastic. It's next to impossible to actually find the little hole, but it is right there. And then what we're going to do is just attach onto the bottom of it the display stand, and that just plugs in place. We probably won't be displaying it as high as that. Obviously, you want to have it a little bit more in line with Iceman's arms. So you're just going to bring this down just a little bit. You can also as well bring it down this way as well, depending on which way you want to have it displayed. And just to plug it back in place here. Where again is the hole. Oh, it's right there. Whew, almost I lost it. Again, you can have it displayed like that. I find, though, you really want to have it kind of angled this way, just to compensate the weight so it doesn't fall over. Just speaking of falling over, let's just move him over so he doesn't fall over. You also want to bring in, again, the flame effect that came included with Fireman, and also as well the blast effect that came included with the Mega Buster for Mega Man. They're, again, all using the same type of display stand, and they attach the exact same way. Just moving those all out of the way. The figure also comes included, putting his head back over here, comes with a series of, well, say series, he comes with 2 interchangeable hands. One is kind of more of a relaxed hand, and then one is a hand that looked familiar to me. I'm just going to grab the one that we got from Mega Man. It seems to be identical. Again, reusing molds is not a new thing at all. Companies are always trying to find the way to save the most money. And again, the fact that you're just simply using the same hand as Mega Man, doesn't really bother me at all. Changing out the hands is pretty easy, though. It's just a case, again, holding onto the forearm and just yanking off. Boy, that's a lot easier than I thought. Just yanking off the hands from Iceman. I'm going to pop the one hand off, do the exact same on the other side, plug that back in place. And now Iceman's got a couple of different hands than really what he started with. The thing that the figure also comes included with is an interchangeable head sculpt. I think I'm going to follow the same suit as Fireman in the sense that I really like kind of the idea of displaying the bosses more with angrier expressions. Obviously, their goal in mind, their whole reasoning for programming in the first place is really to destroy Rockman. So I think for that reason, I'm probably going to change the head out here, which again, like you have a neutral expression here for Iceman. Looks like he's blowing bubbles here, like he have himself a little wand and dipping in soap. And then he also has, again, like this expression, pretty much the same face, just an angrier expression on his eyes. And again, changing out the head, just want to pop that off, and then you're just going to get the new head here. And I find actually when you're putting it in place, it helps to kind of twist it back and forth. That really helps to kind of get it back on there. We'll just put the head over there for right now. We don't need a floating head for Iceman just rolling around here. And let's just move the... Actually, you know what? Just before we actually move that out of the way, just again, like if you want to have it displayed, while it doesn't attach at all to his hands, again, you can kind of get the next best thing. You just have the figure kind of displayed along like that. Let's move that out of the way. Getting a closer look, though, at Iceman. Really like the detailing on this guy. Using, I would imagine, a lot of the same molds, like, for example, his arms. Like, let's just bring Mega Man back in here for a second. If I can actually hold on to him. You'd see, the shoulder-wise, it seems to be the same. Now, I know you're thinking for a second, oh, wait a minute. That guy actually has a shorter arm. Well, he doesn't, actually, if you look at it. Mega Man, I'll really call him Rockman. Mega Man on the back here, you can see, like, his shoulder pad was painted in blue. Iceman actually has it painted in black, but it seems to be the exact same mold. The legs are also something that seems to be the exact same, and also the exact same egg-shaped feet. The thing that's different, though, is obviously, proportionately, he doesn't have the exact same length of leg. I mean, this part, like right here for the top of his boot. And also, notably, too, he seems to be one that doesn't hit the gym as much, as Iceman has a bit of a more roundish belly. He has a nice way of sculpted belt here. You can see, like, all the individual circles here painted very nicely. Things with white, of course, when you're painting things around it, there's always the often risk of that being bled onto the white, but you can see, like, the paint's pretty well handled here. He also has his ice pack on the back of his body, which again has the, like, little energy health gauge. Heatman, Fireman, actually had that on the back of his body also as well. So I like that they've kind of continued the trend there. But again, a really nice looking figure. Like, I like that, first of all, like when they painted the white, for example, it's not just a matte white either. They've kind of given it more smooth finish, very similar to Mega Man's. Similar also as well the way they shined up the boots. Head sculpt, again, like, I really like this one. But again, like, with both the head sculpts, I think they've done a really good job on these. Like, just bring them back here for a second, just in case you forgot what the other head sculpt looked like. You know, even like the fur trim around his head, again, no real paint problems at all. Jada's really knocked it out of the park when it comes to painting these guys. He has this on the back of his head, which I really don't know what it is. I think it's more just a section of tighten off, maybe the front of his hood, maybe perhaps, but that's nicely done there as well. Yeah, I really have no complaints at all with these figures. I'm loving this line so far. Now, this is, again, only 3 of the potentially 7 figures that we're getting from the first wave. I guess it really is a first and second wave. Only really the figures that we looked at in the last series of 3 reviews. Fireman, Mega Man, of course, before that, and now Iceman, only seem to be the 3 figures that Jada Toys has launched right now online. And again, I'm probably sure that we're going to be getting eventually, maybe within even this year, we're going to get the remaining Elect Man, Bomb Man, Cut Man, and Guts Man. As for the figure's articulation, it's pretty much going to be the exact same as the other 2 that we've had a look at. Although he's a little bit more limited, it seems like his head is, being that it's a little more closer in quarters to his torso, it doesn't seem to rotate or move back and forth as easily. Head looks up only by just a little bit, though, and his head looks down. Again, you may have missed it for a second. Head also rocks back and forth, too. Iceman's arms come out because he has the hinge joint where the hinge is actually long enough as well, so you can get a pretty good range from his arms. And of course, those can also rotate all the way around as well. The figure has only just a single hinge on the elbow. Just before we actually look at the hand articulation, I did also want to mention here that I noticed with his that no other robot seems to have had this so far. See the way it actually attaches here to the biceps section? You can see there's a very obvious peg visible. Now, I thought these were sticking out too much, so I tried to push them back in, but it doesn't seem to be the case. Iceman is the only one I've noticed so far that seems to have a visible peg right here. Mega Man doesn't have it, so again, like we just bring back in Mega Man. See, his was actually right close to his bicep. And Fireman, if we just bring him back in, also didn't seem to have that issue at all. So there's something about Iceman, though, that, like the peg, it almost seems as if like they rounded this back a little bit further. Maybe that's also to, again, give him some additional hinging there for his elbow. But either way, like there's a little more of a visible hinge there. And again, the hands rotate all the way around. The upper torso, surprisingly, I kind of thought that this would be all one piece, but I was really pleasantly surprised to see that they actually still incorporate a ball joint at the top of his torso. It doesn't have anything here for the lower waist. Legs do split out, though, and you can take them and move them forward and move them back. You probably have already noticed, though, that the figure has his feet sort of kind of curved inward. Mega Man doesn't have that. Obviously, he would have had longer legs as well. But I noticed, though, when it comes to displaying like Iceman, his legs are notably a little bit more kind of inward, like kind of the opposite of bow legs, like kind of inward bow legs. But he does have, like I said, a hinge there, a swivel there, back and forth. He does also have an ankle rocker, forward and back motion also in the legs. And again, I really like the idea that not only did we get a hinge here right here on the ankles, but also as well that they afforded all these figures ankle rockers. It really does give the option as well if you want to really get these guys displayed, as you guys certainly have seen in these reviews, hopefully. And I know I'm not the best poser when it comes to those kind of things, but I mean, even like getting these figures posed, having that ankle rocker really does come in handy. Just move over Iceman. Just put Mega Man here right front and center. And then off to the side here with his fiery mohawk. Here's also what he looks like with Fireman. Yeah, so this is the first wave. And again, like advertised on the bottom of the packaging, they've already got picture images of Electman, Bombman, Cutman, and Gutsman. Definitely looking forward to getting that. I would imagine that probably Gutsman is going to be obviously the largest figure. He's obviously the largest boss in the first Mega Man video game. So I probably would imagine I don't know if they're probably going to be, I would think that they're probably going to be using the exact same packaging, and he's just going to take up a lot more real estate space inside of it. But yeah, really liking this line so far. Admittingly, Mega Man 1 is not my favorite of the franchise. I don't think many people would say like Mega Man, the first Mega Man is probably the best. Either that award would either go to Mega Man 2 or Mega Man 3. It's usually a toss between Mega Man 2 and Mega Man 3. I personally prefer Mega Man 2 as the superior of the sequels. But what's yours? Let me know down below in the comments section. Following the checkbox format of these reviews, obviously I always tackle a figure's post-building near the end of it. And I mean, again, I'm pressed for a $20 figure. Think of it again, like the fact that Jada is offering these figures for $19.99 online. I mean, I can't speak for really what they're selling for in stores because we don't have the availability of these figures in stores, but certainly online for a $20 figure. You would imagine that they would only have just ball joints in the head, probably ball joints similar in the shoulders and the tops of the thighs, and maybe even hinges in the knees, and that's probably about it. But the fact that even a character as small as Iceman would not only have that also in his elbows, in his knees, ankle rockers, but also as well that they would actually pack a ball joint just below the belt, just behind the belt, as the figure also has an abdomen ball joint as well. I mean, obviously we got that with Mega Man, and we did get that as well with Fireman. I mean, they could have found an opportunity here just to save a little bit of the cost and only just give him the regular body and then just attach all the ball joints onto that. But the fact that Iceman also has a ball joint there as well is super impressive. I mean, again, for a figure that goes for the price that he's going for, that he includes 2 different interchangeable heads, hands, and again, a blast effect that can attach onto an adjustable, I might also add, adjustable neck stand. That's not, again, bad for $20. And the fact that they're all scaled differently from one another means obviously, yes, they did use some of the parts from one figure to the other, but it isn't just a carbon copy, rinse and repeat with all of them, that they definitely did scale them accurately to the way that they would have been in the game. Iceman is a smaller boss in the game, and that translates here as well to the figure from Jada Toys. Big thank you once again to the folks over at Jada that did provide the sample of obviously the one that we wrapped up the review here with Iceman, but the earlier looked at Fireman, and then just before that, we also looked at Rockman, Mega Man himself. Of the 3 figures that we've looked at so far, let me know down below in the comments section what you guys think is your favorite. I mean, obviously, I would still have to go with Mega Man because obviously the series is based on him. So I'd have to go with him as probably my favorite. And then after that, I'd have to go with Fireman. Love the look of Fireman. But what's your favorite? Let me know down below in the comments section. As already mentioned, these are available as of right now. Again, I can't speak for, how available they are in stores, but here in Canada, distribution isn't always the greatest. I haven't yet seen these in local stores, but I can certainly tell you online, they're, again, going for $19.99. If you guys did enjoy this video, I want to throw it a like. If you guys are loving the content you guys are seeing, we are wrapping up, sad to say, the reviews of Mega Man, just because, again, there's only the 3 figures right now for what we have to look at. But again, there's going to be those 4 teased characters down below at the bottom of the packaging. So eventually, when Jada Toys does release those, certainly would like to have a look at those also here as well on the channel. But while we are wrapping things up right now for Rockman series figures, there's definitely going to be a lot more videos coming your way. So yes, making sure you hit that subscribe button down below is always the most important thing, and turning on the bell notification. Okay, fair enough. That's an equally important thing as well. But the biggest, most important thing is that you're coming back here on a regular basis. As always, guys, thanks for watching. See you guys next time.